Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another capsule series selection. Today we're going to dive into a list, and this list is a grand one. This is the love potion list for Valentine's Day. These are fragrances that come off very voluptuous, attractive, alluring, intoxicating, rich, vivacious, all the words and adjectives that you want to be used in a sexual, sensual, alluring fragrance. I have some great ones on my list today. We're going to go into the concepts of rose and chocolate fragrances that can really give a vibe that you want for your lady to be around. And if ladies are watching the video, some of these fragrances will not be amiss for you as well. If this sounds like the type of content you think you'll enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and of course, let's enhance. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thedrydownscw. This is the lifestyle channel where we as enthusiasts aspire to enhance and elevate our olfactive sensory experiences through the understanding of the different aromas, facets, and nuance of scent, cigars, and wine. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome to today's experience. As stated, we're going to get into this list of intoxicating fragrances that come off so well, so special, so alluring and sexual that you can't miss as a Valentine's Day fragrance and anytime around this season. For me, I picked out 6 fragrances for you guys that give a concept and contour around sensuality, sexuality, and voluptuous accords of chocolate and rose. So for me, the first one on my list is come around one kind of out of the realm, but it gives me the essence of exactly what I'm talking about. This is the fragrance Back to Black by the house of Killian. Now, Back to Black is a synonymous fragrance that comes to sensuality, sexuality, and just a firebrand of allure. The way that you smell this fragrance, and I'll say it as looking at the bottle right now, as you'll see, it has the connotation of aphrodisiac. That's exactly what this fragrance gives you. The fragrance, over time, mine has developed greatly. This is a 2014 purchase for me. This bottle has been around for quite some time, 10 years now to be exact, as I state that. This one for me has been a fragrance that in wintertime has given me a lot of majestic wearings. It's composed of a slight powdery feel in the opening coming from a chamomile accord. If you're used to chamomile, it's a slight soft hay style of powder. It's not one of those feminine powder or baby powder products. It's one that comes off very alluring and sensual from the chamomile. It's the calming note that comes around a coriander and cardamom. So that mesh of warm spices and chamomile comes off a bit lush, powdery for you. And it's a very alluring and intoxicating feel for a person. The overall encompassing of this fragrance, the creation is just a voluptuous texture and tone of honey, tobacco, raspberry, and cherry. If you talk to any female who enjoys those types of scent, this is the one for you. This is the scent that really captivates those noses and gives you an entryway or a pathway to sensuality with that person. Once again, this is Killian's Back to Black Aphrodisiac. Sweet honey, gourmand tones of tobacco and raspberry and cherry. This is one that I hear, I can't remember if it does or not, but this is one I hear lately gives a walk around, more masculine edge to Lost Cherry from Tom Ford. So if you guys know about that fragrance and want to be just a tad bit more masculine feeling, this is one to look into. But overall, very sensual, sexy fragrance from the house of by Killian. You know I could not put a by Killian on this list. Next up, what we have on the list, and you know there's this trending song going around, Can I Call You Rose? And that's a song that, you know, it's a vibe for the ladies. And when you have a fragrance on that has a masculine touch with a rose feel in it, I don't think you can go wrong on Valentine's Day. And for me, one of the fragrances in my collection that I seem to gravitate towards in this 14-day period where I'm really starting to feel romantic, really wanting to feel like I'm going into that essence of the moment and building up to that character point, the fragrance Rose d'Arabie by Armani is one of the fragrances that I gravitate to mostly. This is a fragrance that is built off of really, really sexual and sensual saffron rose accord around a dark oud, patchouli, and amber. This is one that seamlessly integrates the feeling of rose and oud with a sweet floral touch to it. Very well done fragrances, nicely captivating the olfactory journey that you want. Sensual, sexy. Women dig this perfume. I don't hear many of them talking about it because there are other oud roses on the market, but that does not take away from that. I think this is because this is one of those classically refined rose oud combinations that really Once they smell it, it's a real oral style of fragrance. It really draws you in. It captivates your character and makes you feel and her feel like it's time to be sexual. A great oud rose combination. The combination that I truly adore around this type of fragrance, and I'll give you some more in that realm. You got the More Than Words from Zerjoff. You have fragrances like another one from this brand, Noir, where that rose really goes around a dark edge, but still giving enough effervescent and aromatic push to it from a certain spice accord. Once again, Armani Prive Rose Thedrydownscw. Great sensual fragrance. A lot of harmony in this scent. Now for my gentlemen that are tobacco lovers out there, as I am myself, welcome brothers of the leaf. Also ladies of the leaf, I know y'all smoke too. Welcome to the channel. What I'm presenting here is a fragrance from the house Les Indomptables. This cacao-laden fragrance is one of the most seductive, alluring fragrances in my family of fragrances. This is a very rich, dark, slightly sweet, nice and spicy accorded fragrance that comes in with a vivacious and voluptuous accord of tobacco over Egyptian jasmine, a bourbon vanilla, and Colombian cacao. The main total layout of this intoxicating fragrance is the cacao and tobacco. One of the most attractive fragrances that you'll get in your collection. Some have likened this to what the tobacco vanille type of richness and feel can be, but to me this one is much less spicy, much more of a fruity, dried fruit accord that comes into this and amplifies the sweetness, but never goes childish or juvenile. Very sexy, very sensual, a nice bloom around you. The sillage is just wonderful with this one. Very sensual, like I said, a resinous fragrance that gives a texture of sweet velvety chocolate and tobacco. And this is for the cacao lovers. Like I said, this is a rose and cacao love potion fragrance list for me. And so all these fragrances here, these fragrances are getting worn in rotation. That's why I'm getting the mood ready. Every day I'm not wearing anything citrus, I'm not wearing anything fougere. If I'm at home or if I'm in a situation where I'm going out with a loved one, I'm wearing these fragrances in rotation to get that mood right throughout the month of January, February-ish. Because these fragrances really become calling cards for what you're noted for. These are reputation makers, especially in certain premises. So that's why I wear these in that rotation. So these aren't rank lists and all. These are just fragrances amongst many that really get the vibe going, really want a woman to be around you, really get that alluring for you. So again, Vanille Havane from Les Indomptables, sexual chocolate fragrance. Very, very much so sexual chocolate fragrance. So next up, as we continue to push through this particular list, I got a fragrance for y'all. When it comes to Tom Ford, the master of sexuality, he is one who really puts forth some great fragrances, and this one is not a slouch in any means. It's one that's been on the market for a while. I know it's been in my collection for about 10 years now. But this is one of the first darlings for a masculine rose fragrance to come out. Men really attach to it and become encumbered by it, wear it and use it in a scenario that was sensual and sexual and really get play off of it. For me, this came in, like I said, 10 years ago in my early 30s. And when I got it, I really didn't know what to do with it because I was in the headspace of not really going toward rose fragrances. But then that 1 and 2 year mark of having it in, the richness starting to macerate around the fragrance. And this now is one of the really great, wonderful head turners in my collection. This is built off of a chord of black rose, black truffle, slight floral nuances of jasmine and rose. They call it floral notes, but you can pick up jasmine, rose, and a little bit of lily. This comes to a base of patchouli, oud, vanilla, and oak moss. The oak moss around that black rose is what makes this a masculine fragrance. To me, those are fragrance notes that come across the masculine skin and really bloom off a masculine, woody, deep woody tonality to them. And of course, it opens with that forever present saffron accord. It's in a lot of rose oud combinations, but they're one of the ones that initiated that style of fragrance and made it very, very lush, very plush, very vibrant for a masculine skin to wear it. It's one that comes in. The great thing about this is the seamless way that the integration of the florals match with the wood accords. So you have this black rose, which is, I've never seen another fragrance really put that in their fragrance lineup. And then the smoky faucets from the truffle, which is like a smoked truffle feel to it. Great fragrance. I put you up on game, fellas. Noir de Noir. Oud rose combination. Just the epitome of it. Get your nose on this one. Next up, as we continue, I got two more for you. And this one here, I'm going to do a connoisseur's conversation on this, so I won't give you too many tidbits onto what this fragrance is and does as far as like a total layout of it. But for me, the fragrance Symphonium from the house of Zerjoff. This here is a deep, dark, almost it's Laotian oud. And Laotian oud is one that comes off a bit barnyardy. It's that really deep, rich, mossy feel of oak. Mossy feel of oud that comes in and really takes over fragrance. This is one of the deepest, darkest chocolates that you will get in a fragrance that comes in even deeper and darker than Vanille Havane. But the overarching feel of this one that really gets you going, along with the Thai oud and Laotian oud, is a Belgian chocolate accord. And for me, when I got this in a sample, I was kind of hesitant to even give a care about it, because not so much that I didn't want to smell the chocolate accord in it, but I was thinking of Belgian chocolate, and as a marketing ploy, Belgian chocolate to me comes off in commercials as the milk pouring over chocolate, so it doesn't give me a connotation of a masculine style of fragrance. It was something that I thought would push feminine. Put it on my skin and immediately jumped online and purchased a bottle of it. This is Symphonium 1717 collection from the house of Zerjoff. All you need is a 50 ml of this. Don't get the 100 ml. It's a very expensive fragrance, but this slap. This is a fragrance that comes off, like I said, Italian orange, Spanish mandarin, so it's a citrus up top, a mid of spicy chocolate, base of heavy white musk along with bourbon, vanilla, Thai oud, and Laotian oud. Overall, sexy, well-developed oud combination fragrance that really gets the senses going for a lady when she's a person around you. It has no rose, no real floral notes to it. It's a really musky, deep, dark fragrance that has a splash of sexy, spicy citric accords from the Spanish mandarin and the orange. But to me, I digress. I'm going to give you guys a full connoisseur's conversation on that. But secondly, this is a great fragrance for the chocolate lover in your life. Belgian chocolate. This is Symphonium 1717 from Zerjoff. I'll tell y'all more about it. So last but not least, when it comes to this fragrance, this is the fragrance du jour for me on Valentine's Day. This is the fragrance after the 14-day twirl and spin of the tango and the dancing. I wear this fragrance on the 14th to get exactly what I want. I want hugs, I want kisses, and I'm going to get them with this particular fragrance. This to me is the epitome of a sensual rose fragrance, and this is Namir by the house of Boadicea Victorious. Both just a beautiful scent that is encapsulating of Moroccan rose, Turkish rose, oud, and Indonesian patchouli. This particular fragrance for me is one that really brings in a beautiful accord of just sensuality. It's a beast mode fragrance, so when you put it on just before dinner at around 5 p.m. and wear it throughout the evening, once it settles on your skin around 10 p.m., it's a really sexual, deviant of a fragrance. Just oud, patchouli, sandalwood, amber. It's a great scent. Like I said, the Moroccan rose, which is one you don't hear a lot about where you can put into fragrances. The oud accord in this particular scent, and I don't think I put this on my channel as well. I may have, and if I'll go through my list, and if I haven't, I'll do a connoisseur's conversation for you as well. Or if I have a card for it, I'll link it. But the very much beautiful shining star about this particular scent is the Moroccan rose, as it covers and employs a veil over this tiger oud. Now, tiger oud is one that you won't hear much about. It's one that I have not heard much about at all. They state what it is. They give a fact statement of what it is, and it's one that employed in this particular scent is a fantastic, beautiful fragrance made by Christian Provenzano, which is one of the best perfumers when it comes to the Oriental style of fragrance making. So, as stated, my last but not least, February 14th, I'll be wearing Boadicea Victorious Namir, Moroccan rose, Turkish rose, oud, the tiger oud, patchouli, sexy, sensual white musk, slightly white to gray musk. It's a heavy musk that's not, effervescent or employs an ethereal feel. It's a heavy musk. It really brings in that carnal feel for you. And of course, oud and sandalwood. Great fragrance for anybody looking to have a sensual rose-based fragrances for Valentine's Day. Great scent. And so, fellas, as a cap on this one, I won't leave you hanging on a lot of situations like this. So for me, I just want to present to you guys who stayed along this video. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for staying in. this is for me, so I'll give it quickly. Every 3 months, I remove and evolve around fragrance accords for my house. Just like my body, I want my home to smell fresh, clean, sweet sometimes. So around certain seasons, I'll change up. And I know you guys are not new to this because you guys are experienced in smelling well. So for me, after I take down my Christmas and my January scents in the house, the ouds, the tobaccos, the sweet smelling cinnamons, I want my house to go into a different accord smell of freshness while still having a heavy sweetness to it, so to speak. So for me, the scent that I change over my home to in February, it goes around the 1st of February. I try to get it as best I can. February, March, April. I go to the house of Valentines, and the scent that I use is Crisp Champagne. Now, Crisp Champagne, I'll do an unboxing for you for this real quick because I just got this in the mail. It was supposed to be here 2 days ago, but it came in today. So I'll set you up real quick. What you get in boxing of this luxury product is a candle. You get the lid in a separate unfolding box. Actually, it's not the lid anymore. This is the actual coaster that comes with it. So you see the quality in which they send you. You got the coaster, which is made out of glass. And once you pull out the vessel, beautiful black vessel, champagne or crisp champagne. And this is one of the best smelling candles that I can introduce you guys to give for you and to elevate your home smell when it comes to the month of February, March time frame. I very much so use this technique to employ a great scent profile for my home. And so what I'll do is I have this box here. You see, this is the reed diffuser. And so the reed diffuser is just a similar nuance in the way it looks and feels. It's boxed with 13-inch reeds. And if I can get it out, sometimes they pack these tricky, you really want to drop them. So you pull out that sleeve there. Be careful. It is in its own little cradle that you have to unfold, a configurated cradle. And then, so the great aesthetic of it is the black and gold aesthetic. So this is the actual reed diffuser. You pop the cap off, pull out the stopper, set it on your other coasters that you have around your house, and you have a great looking vessel for decor. And the smell for this one is phenomenal. The smell on these is a crisp champagne accord along with bourbon vanilla and sandalwood. Totally appropriate for this time of year. Totally appropriate for getting your home into that feel of sensuality and sexuality coming into the month of February. And hence, I'm showing you this at this point in time because this scent is one of my most complimented home fragrances from women. Love it. I don't care whatever they say on their own channels, whatever you hear about. If you have a chance to get crisp champagne, put it in your house. For these, for under $150, I get 3 reed diffusers and 2 candles. The reed diffusers really employ a scent around the home on 3 levels. And then to give it an extra boost when I am having a situation where I want that extra boost, I like to light the candles. And they burn for quite some time, for about, I think it's a 48-hour burn time on them. I know it's on the website, valuspa.com. So if you have a situation where you have the money and the means to get yourself these particular items, I recommend crisp champagne for this time of year. And like I stated, sometimes you get that scent in and you find out what it does for you. And this is one that I haven't gone wrong with. So once again, these were love potions, guys. Fragrances that I love to put out and present to you guys to let you know that these are on the list of sensuality fragrances. And when you want allure and attraction, try them out. Until next time, until next video, peace.